Yellowstone National Park is famous for its geothermal features like geysers and hot springs, and everyone knows about the supervolcano beneath it that could end life as we know it. But most people don't know that there are other volcanoes in the area, some of which are just as dangerous as the big one. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 5 of the most dangerous volcanoes around Yellowstone that could erupt soon. 1. The Norris Geyser Basin. The Norris Geyser Basin is one of the most active areas of Yellowstone, with over 100 geysers and hot springs. What most people don't realize is that it's also home to several dangerous volcanoes. The most active of these is the Steamboat Geyser, which has erupted multiple times in the last few years. In fact, it's the world's tallest active geyser. It was officially designated as dangerous in 2018 after it started erupting more frequently and with more force than ever before. According to the US Geological Survey, the geyser can shoot boiling water up to 300 feet into the air. And it's not the only one. There are also several other smaller geysers and hot springs in the area that could erupt at any time. They may not be as tall, but they are just as dangerous. A person who goes missing while visiting Yellowstone is often found near a geyser basin, according to park officials. So if you're going to visit this area, please stay on the boardwalks and don't get too close to the geysers. It might seem like a fun place to take a picture, but if you fall in, you won't make it out alive. If you want to see the Norris Geyser Basin for yourself, it's located in the northeastern corner of Yellowstone National Park. Number 2, the Yellowstone Caldera. As I mentioned earlier, the big one, the Yellowstone supervolcano, is located in the park. This massive volcano is actually made up of 3 smaller calderas or collapsed volcanic craters. The largest of these is the Yellowstone Caldera, which is 43 by 28 miles wide. If you want to see it for yourself, you can visit the Upper Geyser Basin, which is located in the center of the caldera. Here you'll find some of the most famous geysers in Yellowstone, including Old Faithful. But don't let the beauty of this area fool you. The Yellowstone Caldera is one of the most dangerous places in the park. It's home to several smaller volcanoes that could erupt at any time. In fact, the last eruption of the Yellowstone supervolcano was so powerful that it blew the top off of this caldera. If it happens again, it will be devastating. A new study published in the journal Quaternary Science Reviews suggests that the magma chamber beneath Yellowstone is much larger than previously thought. Researchers say that there are 2 magma chambers, one deep beneath the surface and one closer to the surface. The researchers used seismic tomography to create a 3D model of the magma chamber. They found that the magma chamber is about 60 miles long and 25 miles wide. That's about twice the size of the San Andreas Fault in California. So, yeah, it's pretty big. It's also much deeper than scientists previously thought. They used to think that the magma chamber was only about 3 miles beneath the surface, but now they think it could be as deep as 10 miles. What does this mean for us? Well, it means that the Yellowstone supervolcano has even more power than we thought. It also means that we need to keep an eye on it because no one knows when it will erupt again. 3. The Lava Creek Tuff. The Lava Creek Tuff is another one of the smaller volcanoes within the Yellowstone National Park. Like the Steamboat Geyser, it's located in the Norris Geyser Basin. It's also responsible for some of the most beautiful features in the park, such as the Grand Prismatic Spring. However, it's also one of the most dangerous places in Yellowstone. The last time it erupted was 13,000 years ago, and it created a layer of ash that is still visible today. This ash is what makes the water in the Grand Prismatic Spring look so colorful, but it's also what would be released into the atmosphere if the volcano erupted again. The good news is that scientists don't think it will erupt anytime soon. The bad news is that if it did, it would be devastating. An eruption would release all of the ash and gases trapped beneath the surface, causing widespread destruction. It would also block out the sun, leading to global cooling. No one wants that. So if you're anywhere near Yellowstone when the Lava Creek Bluff erupts, run away fast. You can find the Lava Creek Bluff in the Norris Geyser Basin in Yellowstone National Park. If you're enjoying this video, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps me out. And if you've learned something new, then share it with your friends and family. 4, the M East Magma Chamber. The M East Magma Chamber is a small magma chamber that lies beneath the eastern part of Yellowstone National Park. It's been responsible for several eruptions in the past, including the 1985 eruption of Humpback Mountain. However, scientists are most concerned about a possible future eruption of the magma chamber. This is because it's located beneath a very densely populated area. If it were to erupt, it would destroy everything in its path. The M East Magma Chamber is located beneath the town of Gardner, Montana. Gardner is a small town of about 800 people, but it's also the gateway to Yellowstone National Park. If the magma chamber erupted, it would destroy the town and everything else in its path. It would also make a huge mess. The eruption would release a huge amount of ash and gases into the atmosphere, blocking out the sun and causing global cooling. No one wants that. Scientists are monitoring the M-East magma chamber closely for any signs of activity. So far, there have been no major earthquakes or changes in the frequency of volcanic eruptions in the area. But that doesn't mean that an eruption is not imminent. It could happen at any time without warning. So if you live in or around Gardner, Montana, or if you plan on visiting anytime soon, make sure you're prepared. Have a plan in place for what you will do if the M-East magma chamber erupts. Keep a close eye on the news and follow the directions of local authorities. Number 5. Mount Washburn. Mount Washburn is a stratovolcano in the Absaroka Range of mountains in the northwestern part of Wyoming. It is located in the Shoshone National Forest, about 20 miles north of the southern entrance to Yellowstone National Park. Mount Washington is the second highest peak in the Absaroka Range, with an elevation of 10,487 feet. It is also the youngest volcano in the range, having been formed by the uplift of magma from the Yellowstone hotspot. The last eruption of Mount Washburn occurred about 10,000 years ago. During this eruption, the volcano produced a lava dome that eventually collapsed, causing a pyroclastic flow that reached the valley floor. No record exists of any historical eruptions of Mount Washburn. However, because the mountain is young geologically, scientists believe that it is likely to erupt again in the future. When it erupts, it will be extremely dangerous. An eruption of Mount Washburn would cause widespread destruction in the surrounding area. Pyroclastic flows would race down the mountainside, destroying everything in their path. Ash and gases would be released into the atmosphere, causing widespread disruption to air travel and potentially causing global cooling. If you are planning on visiting Mount Washburn, be sure to check the alert level before you go. If the volcano is at a high alert level, it is likely that access to the mountain will be restricted. If you are caught on the mountain when it erupts, you will need to hike down quickly to avoid being hit by a pyroclastic flow. As you can see, there are many dangerous volcanoes in the Yellowstone area. Most of them are located in Yellowstone National Park, but there are also several outside the park that could pose a threat to nearby towns and cities. If you plan on visiting Yellowstone or any of the other areas where volcanoes are located, be sure to take the necessary precautions. Stay away from the geysers and hot springs. Be aware of the signs of an impending eruption, and have a plan in place for what you will do if an eruption occurs. With a little bit of common sense, you can stay safe and enjoy the amazing scenery of this beautiful part of the country. Thanks for watching. See you next time.